Greetings in the name of Yahuwah and His Son Yahusha HaMashiach. My name is Malak Shalomo. Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Today is the 17th of February 2024. It's 11:16 hours Eastern Time. And I'm in a live trade right now. Well, it's a paper trade on Bitcoin. I'm in New York City, so we can't really trade Bitcoin. We could buy Bitcoin off of certain platforms, but I think trading has been restricted. But I think there's ways to kind of get around it. But this is just a paper trade, just practicing, right? So on the daily chart here, you can see it's a nice reversal pattern developing here, but I caught this at 52,031.72. This was my entry right here, right? Right, so that was my entry. On a pullback, I added another one, so I have two Bitcoins sold right here at 52,0331, right? So before this candle even materialized here, I had entered here anticipating this reversal, right? So now it's developing from this doji candle, second doji candle, to now this engulfing candle here, right? So potentially we could traverse this candle here, get back to like this take profit I have here to the top of these wicks, right? My take profit is at 5242.85, right? We could also get to this lowest point of supply on the weekly, and it's a daily buying climax level at 49,102. So that's a Wyckoff theory level I have there. So it's the lowest point of supply, and we broke above that lowest point of supply a little bit. So I'm gonna, if this keeps on moving down, I'm gonna adjust this now to the lowest point of supply, right? So let's see here. Let's drop down to the 1 hour chart. This is where I really caught the setup here. So this is the market profile on the left. This is the value area high. This is the POC, and this is the value area low. Now this profile here is for the upcoming week, right? So it has calculated this week's inventory and auction, and now these are going to be the levels for the following week coming, right? So this is going to be value area high, this is going to be the POC, and this is going to be value area low for the upcoming week. Now, as you can see here, there's a gap in the auction, right? So this is poorly traded area, and also on the volume profile, on my volume profile, is the same setup where it's a low volume gap, sorry. And that's how I decided to take out of this range, right? Because we were at the POC, and if you notice, this range here started to tighten, right? So we had sweeps on both sides, right? And then the range started to tighten, and then it started to tighten even more, right? And as you can see, it started to kind of look like this. This was my trigger right here. Let me try and make this bigger. Right, so if you notice, that's a setup right there. That's a nice reversal candle, right? So that's how I got in on the bottom of that candle right there. I think that was my entry. That was I'd have to double check. Let me just check which candle I actually entered on. 1 second. Right, so the sell was on this candle here, right? So as we got to the bottom here, I noticed, well, yeah, the selling is developing on this candle. So with the setup I just showed you, with the gap here in the low volume gap and the low volume auction area on the auction market profile, auction, you see there's a gap here and there's a gap here, right? So right now we're filling that gap. So that's how I got that trade. You see the reversal entry, right? On the pullback, we had this bounce. I mean this this wick candle here, and then we created something like a, let's see here, let me make this bigger. So after this candle here, we got the wick rejection, the buying wick, right? After we came up here, we created a lower high, right? So I entered here again as we pull back up to 51,979.70, right? So that was just below here, 51,979.90. So somewhere around right here, right? So right here, as we caught that, we created that lower high. I entered again, and that brought my average price down to 52,031.72, right? So we had a little pullback again. Let's see, hold on. All right, so we had a little pullback here again. All of this is happening within the range until we eventually broke the range, right? We had that doji candle, no more push-ups to the upside, big engulfing candle to the downside, auction, and another drop, right? Right, so we also lost the volume points of control at this level right here. That's let's see, 51,769.75. So we had the initiative sellers coming in here, all right, because you can see at this candle, big selling happened. So initiative sellers push price away from the volume points of control with momentum, with aggression, and continue down on this candle as well. Now we stopped here at a little bit to auction here a little bit because we're actually filling the gap and filling the prior auction, right? That auction gap. So we're actually in the process of doing that right now. So this is a low volume node here at 50.43.8.21, right? So that's the lowest volume node right there. Now, I think we're going to get down to that and probably try and get down maybe to this high volume node here at 49,939.64, right? So that would totally clean up that this low auction and low volume area, right, in between those areas here. So right now I'm trying to hold on to this trade. I move my stop down to 51,219.82, and just gonna basically trail my stop because we could get like a bounce here off of this low volume area, low volume node, which sometimes you get a swift rejection off of that. But I think it's more creating like a filling up of the auction, the low auction area. So don't want to exit too early. Let's see, let's go down to the 5-minute chart and see what it's looking like. Right, so let's say in a Wyckoff theory, we're starting to accumulate, right? We're getting the preliminary stop. This could be like a preliminary stop as well, or a secondary stop, or the selling climax, sorry. This could be like the selling climax, right? We have the automatic rally. We're going to create now a secondary stop, and then we could possibly get like a up thrust, right? Now the up thrust would stop me out, but I'm hoping for continuation here. So if this could be like a failed accumulation, or like let's say it's a redistribution, right? So a redistribution here would be the automatic rally. The secondary stop would not stop, it would just continue down, and then we'd get a retest of this area probably and continue further down. So that's what I'm hoping for the filling of this gap. So, right, so this could possibly be the secondary stop. If not, we break through, right? Auction a little bit, retest, and start going further. Now, if it starts showing that potential to go further, I'm gonna move my stop down to like about 50,000 and keep on just moving my stop down and trailing my stop, moving my take profit down, right? And trailing my stop down. And let me see here. Some levels I'm looking at here is the floor pivots because they're in play now. So just above S4. And let me change the color on S4 because I need to see that better. Right, so S4 is that blue line right there. And I'm looking for a breakdown of S4. Now this is a big support area because price usually doesn't go further than S4, which is at 5587.54. So if we get like some serious selling to fill up this auction here, then this could either break it or we could create that secondary stop at this level. So I guess the probabilities are more in favor of this level here being a solid level to create that secondary stop. So if I do see that kind of price action like we're getting right now, right, is creating a potential secondary stop here, which is higher than the selling climax or the man, I'll be messing up the theories. So this is the selling climax here, right? So the secondary stop could possibly be here, or we could drop, right? Because sometimes I'll be messing up, to be honest, man, with the selling climax and buying climax. I just gotta remember that buying climax is when we're going up, when we top out, right? This is the selling climax when we bottom out, right? So my bad on that. Let's see what other stuff I'm looking at here. Let's see, we have some VWAP bands. This is the third deviation, the blue one, and this green one here is the second lower deviation. Now, as you can see, price is curling. I mean, it's curling around price right now. We got that support off of it, push back up, and now we're settling here at around, we created a higher low at around 50751.74. So I'm watching this one carefully to see if we get some continuation or if we're going to push back up to this level. I don't know if I want to, let's see, I'm up on the right, so this is the first lower deviation here. So one of my rules is in a downtrend, when I'm in a short, if it closes above this first lower deviation, then the downtrend is probably over and we're gonna start getting reversals, right? So I actually named this reversal, I call it Bowling Green, and I'm gonna make a video to show exactly why I named it that, right? So it pertains to New York City and New York City's subway map and the trains and stuff, but I'll explain that. So there's a stop called Bowling Green in Lower Manhattan. So I might explain that though on another video. So one of my rules is if we close above that level, it's potentially over for the downtrend, and it's going to reverse to the upside, right? Now we did get the close above, like a 5-minute candle close above, right? Two of them closed above, but I still just put my stop just above this here because I have a greater perspective on what I think price is going to do, right? Because I'm thinking it's going to fill the auction and the volume profile gap. So that's why I held on to this a little bit, and Now we're seeing it break this first lower deviation band and potentially continuing lower, right? This is the volume profile, developing volume profile here, that pink line, and this is the volume profile, right? So we're right at the volume profile, the VPOC, sorry. So the developing volume profile came down, we created a VPOC here, and now we gotta see if initiative sellers are gonna take it back down again, right? So it's looking like they're gonna do that right now. So to me, this downtrend is still intact. We gotta break the lows here of the second, the the selling climax. I mean the buying climax, man. I keep messing up this shit, right? Because buyers are stepping in here, so it's the buying climax, and wait, hold on. I know, I'll be messing this up in a minute. Anyway, yeah. So it's the selling climax. My bad. Shit. Need to get my label straight, man. You know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to be professional, I gotta have the label straight, right? Anyway, so yeah, looking for this continuation here, man. So that's my trade setup on Bitcoin. All right, y'all. So it's Malak Shalomo. Shabbat Shalom to everyone, and you all trade safe and stay blessed.